Hey guys, spiritual whistleblower here with another video on narcissistic abuse, live all the way from Texas. I'm still in Texas. This Friday, October 22nd, I will be in Dallas, okay? All my people who have already purchased a ticket to the Dallas meetup, I already sent out the location and details. Check your email. If you have not received it, hit me up again. But I did send those out. And Sunday, my mind is blur. Sunday, October 24th, this Sunday coming, I will be in Austin, Texas. Those of you that purchased your ticket for Austin, I have also sent out the details and location. Please check your emails, Austin, Texas. If you have not received it, email me again. But I did send it. Dallas and Austin, you both should all, for those of you that have paid for your tickets, you all should have the details and location information, okay? If you don't, hit me up again. I will see you all in Dallas this Friday for part 2 of my birthday celebration, narcissistic abuse meetup in Dallas. And then Sunday is Austin. I'm very excited to be. And I just want to say thank you. I had a great turnout for Houston. A wonderful, large group of beautiful women. We had a great time. I wish we would have had more time, ladies. I need like a good 6-7 hours because everybody could just go on and on talking about their stories and fellowshipping. It was very beautiful. And thank you. I received some birthday gifts. I received some beautiful cards. Thank y'all for the money. Thank y'all for the book. I sold a lot of books. I did very well in book sales. So thank you all, Houston, for the warm welcome and hospitality. So Dallas is next this Friday. I'm also doing phone consultations, phone coaching in between my, all week while I'm traveling on the road. I am taking calls, so you can hit me up at channeljasmine@gmail.com. Great. Let's get on with the topic. This morning on Instagram, I did a 30-second reel, and I spoke about how society doesn't teach women how to really, in other words, society should be pushing women in the direction where we should be requiring that men take psychiatric evaluations prior to engagement, prior to marriage. And fellas, this can go both ways, but I'm just speaking because so many women are being murdered, especially black women, at the hands of black men because a woman wants a divorce or break up. It's very dangerous for black women right now. And this is not to discredit any other race, but we are, if you check the statistics, we are dying at an alarming rate by the hands of black men. It's not a game. Raped, murdered, beaten, strangled. Our men are tearing us to shreds. The death rate is no joke for black women. So, but I'm going to speak on behalf of all women in this video because sociopaths have no color. They don't discriminate. There's always a high risk that you will be stalked, beaten, and or murdered should you break up or seek a divorce from a narcissistic sociopath. My thing is this: why hasn't society given women the tools? I had some guy, he was a troll, get my comments and say, oh, this is ridiculous. That's what background checks are for. Okay, background checks are all good and well, but background checks do not provide background checks do not provide psychiatric information. Criminal records, cool. And aside from psychiatric information, background checks do not provide information on how many divorces this motherfucker has had, how many hidden children he has, how many kids he has on the way. All that behavior is tied to sociopathic behavior, narcissistic behavior. That's where the psych evaluation would come into play. Background checks are good, but background checks do not provide psyche info. The more critical information that we as women need to decide if we're about to jump in and lock ourselves down with someone who is potentially dangerous. A lot of guys have criminal backgrounds and they change their life for the good. There is a small percentage. So, but we as women, we should be taught and given the tools. The sex offender list is cool. However, we need a list of men who have a toxic personality disorder, narcissist, sociopath, psychopath, dissociated disorder. We as women need to know what we're getting into. I'm so sick and tired. It's not just society, ladies, that are pressuring toxic. They are pushing this toxic codependency agenda on us. That we are nothing if we're not married. We are nothing if we, decide to stay single and enjoy our lives, enjoy our money, vacation. We might want to, give our life over to starting charities and organizations that fulfill us. What if you start a soup kitchen or your own homeless organization and you devote your time and efforts to just helping people besides jumping into a marriage? Who says your life is no better than someone who is married? I'm sick of it. There's a lot of single people that don't want children. There's a lot of single people that are content and happy with being single. I'm sick of this agenda, this toxic codependency agenda. And ladies, we know a lot of these men out here who are bitter. They have mommy issues. They don't even like women because they can't stand the women in their family, but they still fuck with the women in their family. They won't detach from the women in their family. So they punish us, men with mommy issues, men who have failed at reaching their own personal goals in life, men who are pedophiles, men who are career criminals, criminal-minded, multiple baby mamas that leave a path, a trail of destruction. They jump from one woman to the next, just sabotaging and destroying women, tearing them down, leaving them with a baby, destroying their finances, then they bounce to the next woman. They are destroying their fucking communities. This is why women need to pre-screen these motherfuckers. Why isn't society teaching women this information? It should be a requirement legally. This is why I said, guys, I'm headed to the lawmakers with this. I'm headed to the lawmakers because the lawmakers should be pushing an agenda through family court that if a woman is pregnant and expecting a baby, and whether she's married or she's single, if it hits family court, when the judge puts in, the petition for the DNA has to be established first and foremost before we can do anything, before we decide the custody, visitation, and child support, any of that. The judge first and foremost will want to establish DNA. Is the baby, so both him and her have to take a DNA test. That has to be done off the top. The next thing, and this is where I come in, this is my agenda, this is where I'm going with the lawmakers. Before we get into custody, before we get into visitation, which should be supervised until both parents are cleared mentally, and before child support, there should be a requirement where both parents have to provide a psychiatric evaluation report. Both. Family court is in dire need of reformation. There are a lot of judges that are unfair, they're biased, they're narcissistic, they give the child over to the toxic parent, and there's a lot of cases where the children end up, molested or murdered because the judge made a bad decision. I don't know if y'all know about the process of SSI. For those of you that are on SSI, if you apply for SSI, if you have a disability and you got to wait a long time, the process of, receiving disability is a lengthy process. they send you a letter in the mail saying, you know, we got your application, we've made a decision, we've denied your application. You have the opportunity to appeal our decision. I think they give you up to 3 chances to appeal. When you appeal, they will send you a notice of a date to appear in court before a judge to appeal their decision for denying you. When you go before the judge, especially in cases like mental, if you're mentally ill, you go before the judge to appeal their decision. Guess what? The judge is not sitting there by himself. The judge has a psychiatrist sitting there with him. You want to know why? Because that psychiatrist is going to assist the judge with making a final decision as to whether or not your appeal should be granted. So this is where I'm going with this. Why in family court is there not a trained mental health professional, a psychiatrist sitting there with the judge in family court to help the judge dictate who should be given custody? I think the mother and father both should have psych evaluations, and that way the judge can make a better determination on who should have custody, who should have shared custody. Visitation should be supervised. If one of the parents have narcissistic, sociopathic tendencies, then the judge will know that the child must be supervised because this person is potentially dangerous and abusive. Come on, family court, we need reformation. I'm going to the lawmakers with this. And on top of society pressuring us ladies to jump into marriage, the fairy tale, I got a ring. He kneeled, he proposed to me. They want to, cloud our judgment by, if you get a diamond ring and show it off to everyone, you're getting married. You're overlooking all the red flags because you got a fucking diamond ring. And you're planning a big white wedding, and you're not even investigating if this motherfucker is psycho. Society is not teaching us that. Society has taught us to follow the fairy tale, to fall in love with getting that engagement ring, to impress our family and friends, to fall in love with an expensive ass motherfucking wedding, $20, $30, $40, $50,000, $100,000 wedding, just to turn around and get divorced because the motherfucker, once you said I do, he started to show his ass behind closed doors. He started to put his hands on you. Because in his mind, this bitch is locked down. We married now, so I could really become my true self and be an ass and cheat on her. That's what a lot of these motherfuckers do when they marry you. Society should be giving women the tools to pre-screen men and they psychological. And this should be when you go on a date, you should be screening a man psychiatric. And our families, there's another goddamn reason that your fucking families are toxic and codependent, because they're going to push the marriage agenda off on you. Oh, you ain't married yet? Where your man at? Yeah, your family. Look in your family and see how many toxic fucking marriages are within your own family. Your grandparents, your parents on down. They're going to push that fucking agenda on you and make you feel guilty. You need to be married with kids by such and such age. No, the fuck I don't. I need to be happy. I need to be at peace. I need to follow the steps that God has ordered for me. I need to follow my purpose before I attach myself permanently to somebody that's going to fuck my life up and my finances. Peep game. I love y'all. Dallas, Texas, I'll see you Friday. Austin, I'll see you Sunday. Spiritual Whistleblower.